Oh, you're being ridiculous. He's a professional football player.
No, look, I'm not talking about killing the guy. I'm just talking about going up there with a group of dudes and intimidate him, maybe break his arm.
You can't break Tom Brady's arm.
Oh, yes, I can. No more Super Bowls for that pretty boy.
Listen.
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that mother.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
To the near side.
What are you, a fucking lunatic? You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
I respect him as a coach, but I'll be damned if I allow someone to,
But I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls.
You got long balls, man. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
You can't pick
What should I not You know exactly what you've done, sir.
That's bullshit. I'll say it again. It's bullshit.
Nah, I'm just pissed off.
Let me tell you something with absolute honesty and concern for your well-being. Tom Brady would kick your ass.
You know, I was rude and inappropriate, and I just want to say I apologize.
I'm sorry that anybody could be offended by something that we were just having fun with, and I enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do it.
And welcome back to the Ricky Williams Trilogy this week, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be back. I am Duke Thompson with my co-host to the left of me. It is Baker. I want to be a little bitch. Mayfield, Jersey. Moose, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Glad to be back. It's been a long couple months. Had a couple of family sicknesses and deaths happen. So, but I'm glad to be back. It's a good thing to have my therapy session back.
Damn straight, man. And to my co-host to the right, I have live from LA, who is worried about LeBron James already, John B. Eazy Durnell.
I'm not worried about LeBron James. I mean, he's having his Taco Tuesdays. He's sending out taco trucks to the firefighters who are saving his house. So I think he's good.
He's good, man. So we'll start off this week because we're just talking about it. So why not? We were just talking about Baker Mayfield and him being a little big.
I mean, I don't know why we need to really even talk about it. I mean, here's the bottom line, dude. When you're not winning, what?
One line, dude. What's the bottom line?
The bottom line is when you're not winning, you're not having fun. That's the bottom line. That's it, dude. Like, if he was winning some games, we wouldn't even have an issue right here. He'd be like, no matter what they asked him, he'd be happy and smiling and being like, yeah, well, you know what? We won. The fact that he keeps losing, and this one a terrible loss to the Patriots, I mean, dude, he's just not having fun anymore. He thought he bought the hype, much like the Moose. Baker bought the hype. And he's not supposed to buy the hype. You're supposed to do it, and then there can be hype.
So then we got Moose tonight. Where is Baker Mayfield jersey? Because it's cold up there in the Northeast right now, I assume.
Yes,
Is it keeping you warm at night, man? But you know you got to support your boy. How you feeling about him 8 games into the season, man?
Yeah, no. Well, he hasn't looked good. I mean, I can't sit here and say like, oh yeah, the boy still got game. Like, no, he looks awful. That whole team looks terrible, man. Obviously,
that's a coaching problem.
Right. No, yeah, but also like they're just not getting Odell the ball, and I don't fucking understand it.
Like getting Odell the ball doesn't mean you're going to win.
No, but it's gonna help your chances, Jonathan.
Well, I'm not saying it won't, but it's not a guaranteed W.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying they have to get the ball to Odell, and unfortunately, Baker looks terrified right now. And obviously he's coming off a loss against the Patriots, which is arguably the greatest defense any of us has ever seen. Arguably, I'm not giving him that title because I'm a Patriots.
Oh,
I don't think
take disrespect from the 85 Bears.
Yeah, well,
he wasn't even alive for the 85.
It's a whole different ball game, but anyways.
I mean, there's been better defenses while he's been alive. Good grief.
No, the 85 Bears top of all time.
I wasn't even 85, bro.
I'll tell you though, dude, when the Bucks won their chip, man, that was all on defense. So let's not trip. And when Trent Dilfer won, you can't tell me that was because of the offense.
Hey, that's 2. They number 2, man.
All right.
That was actually Patriots probably with Brewski. That was number 2. Them number 3.
All right, fair enough.
Well, anyway, back to the question at hand. My thing with Baker Mayfield is that like, if any other skilled player was getting this, like a wide receiver, running back, or a tight end was getting this pissed off at reporters, I really don't think that it would be a big deal. But he's a quarterback, and he handles himself differently than any other quarterback I think we've ever seen. And so
right.
that's just
I don't know. I don't know if any position can
Any.
say that. You could say that if you're on the defense. You can't say nothing like that if you're on the offense and the defense are allowed different things. I don't even think you could say that on special teams. If some kicker mouthed off like that, he ain't got a job no more. So, like, that's the bottom line there, dude. It's just he's a quarterback. You can't behave that way. It's just an understand thing with a quarterback. You have to have this decorum.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I get it, man. I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just saying, like, I honestly don't find that much wrong with it. It's how he carries himself, and it's how he'll always be. He's never gonna, like, quote unquote grow up like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. He's never gonna answer questions like that. So, like, I don't know why people.
Tom Brady's a winner, so that's different.
Okay, I know Tom Brady knows how to
It's
carry
easy to win,
I'm not
dude.
saying that Baker Mayfield does. I'm just saying that I think it's a little hypercritical, and I think it's because he's playing like shit.
Look. No, it's because he took the crown. He wanted to wear the crown. Now the crown is heavy as hell, and he's paying for it because things ain't going as well. You know, you run your mouth like this is what happens. People calling all your bullshit. So, I mean, I'm just saying that I think it's funny because it's what I predicted. Oh, you got too much talent for you guys to be a winless team almost like that. You know,
that's fine. There's a lot of season to go. There's a half a season to go.
It's half a season, dude. Man, my season's over, man. I know it's over.
What do you mean your team just won? Calm down. Calm down.
Yeah, but you have a better record than the Browns do right now. Like,
yeah,
what?
but I mean, I know what can happen in half a season, though, man. See, you've lived such a good life, man. That like
you've lived such a good
I'm so optimistic.
Season, dude. No, it's just because I'm just, you know, at some point, you know, I just realized this is what it is, man. And the Browns need to realize that you got to learn how to win, man. Maybe next year. You know, they got a lot of talent on the team, but
it seems like the whole thing is blowing up in front of our eyes.
Oh, because dude, they just had so much hype for doing nothing. I mean,
I'm telling you, man, greatest video game team ever.
Ever.
Like, if you get this Madden, you're winning with the Browns. The real life Browns can't win.
You guys remember when Vince Young called the Eagles a few years ago the Dream Team? Yeah, it's just like that. It's just
boring. Win a Super Bowl, but anyways.
No, the Dream Team with Vince Young when he was playing on it, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like when Vince Young got traded up there, it was like I think Chip Kelly shit. And
yeah, you remember when they were going to try to run a Chip Kelly offense with the NFL?
No, horrible. Yeah. That team was fucking trash.
And it's like he's like, this is the dream team of the NFL, baby, Super Bowl. It's like, yeah, but you know, Baker's a little bit more public, and he had a lot more hype because Vince had already been to his third job, I think, at that point. But Baker, dude, OBJ, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's the coach, but dude, Baker, y'all need to realize you need to do something.
I mean, you got to point the finger at the coach a little bit there. I mean,
dude, it's the coaching, it's everything. I mean, it's from top to bottom. So it's not really his fault. Nobody's been able to save Cleveland. I just don't know if Baker can.
I don't know either, but you know what? We'll move on. We'll stick with the AFC though. We're going to be talking tonight about, you know, the division leaders and who we think can make a change, perhaps. Who we think's going to stay there. We may get to the NFC, but there's no promise. The World Series does start in about an hour, so we're going to try to roll through this before our money starts gambling. So I think we can start it out with the easiest division here, which is the AFC East. I don't even think there's a question.
Whoa. Jets? No, never mind.
No, okay. So I'll start it out by saying.
Speaking of which, man, what about the rumors they were trying to get rid of Le'Veon Bell?
They were, and they are gonna pay for that. And Jamal Williams, like the heart and soul of that defense and team, if you ask me, because Sam Darnold ain't it.
Gase is an idiot, dude. He's an idiot, dude.
He's like, an idiot, dude.
Apparently he didn't want Le'Veon Bell for some reason because he didn't fit in his team.
Well, apparently they didn't want Jamal Adams either after they told him this week that they wanted to keep him. So the Jets are a dumpster fire, and I don't even think it's a question that these guys aren't going to want to play for this team after this year. There's not a question.
Right. Well,
but with that being said, I mean, the only team within, I mean, the Dolphins play the Bengals in a couple weeks in the Tua Bowl.
Good Lord, man, we have another toilet bowl.
This one's legit because neither team has won a game. Like the Redskins.
Well, but the last one, the Redskins, they didn't win until they beat the Dolphins.
Right, and they screwed up. You should have lost. You should have lost that game, and you should have gone after that Ohio State kid. I don't even know what his name is, but he's a beast on DN. But I think my thing with the AFC East right now is that the Patriots defense is obviously like the best I've ever seen in my life for this team. The Buffalo Bills, they sort of had me for a second, but I was really looking for something more out of that Bills-Eagles game out of them, and I just didn't. They got wiped out.
See, games like that always make me think that the NFL is rigged, man. Like, come on, dude. Where did Carson Wentz just come off actually kind of looking decent?
But he does
look like
he picks like one or three games like a year to look good in.
All right, well, maybe that's the case. But either way, I'm still not convinced he's a decent quarterback. But, yeah, dude, the East is obviously the Patriots. I mean, do you have anything to say, Duke, otherwise besides that?
Go Patriots on that one, man.
All right, good.
Bills Mafia ain't going to do shit. We all know that. I mean, until Tom Brady leaves or Bill retires, I mean, that division is just to the Patriots forever.
All right, fair enough. I mean, earlier today we were listening to a radio show. I know you were listening to it as well, Duke, in which they were talking about we should just rename the Lombardi Trophy the Belichick. All right, so next we're going down to the AFC North. We got the Ravens currently on top. Pittsburgh, I mean, trying to stick around. I mean, I guess.
Unbelievable that they're even in contention.
They are. They are. Well, it's just because they're in a division with the Bungles and the Browns. I mean, and they've played the Dolphins this year. I mean, let's be honest. They got a fairly weak schedule. I mean, of course they're going to fall off. They're not going to get there. I mean, The Ravens are going to be the one that wins this division hands down. And I remember weeks ago we were talking about this is Cleveland's best shot, and they squandered it. I don't think they're going to have a shot this good.
Here's the thing. I still think they do have a shot. I'm not going to call it that they win, and here's why. Listen,
who has a shot?
Look at their strength of
the Cleveland Browns.
Look at the Browns' schedule the next 8 weeks, and you will fucking laugh, dude. They have Denver. They have, Buffalo will maybe beat them. They have Pittsburgh, Miami.
Buffalo will beat them. They
have Pittsburgh again. They have Cincinnati. They have Arizona, Baltimore, and Cincinnati. That's a easy ass schedule. That is a 6-win schedule at the.
I see 4.
Yeah, I see an easy schedule for the Patriots. I see an easy schedule for the Chiefs. Hell, that might even be an easy schedule for the Titans, to be honest with us.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier than we got.
That ain't an easy schedule for the Cleveland Browns. You still buying this hype, man. I don't know why.
No. But all I'm saying is that if they squeeze out a couple more wins, dude, the Ravens have New England and Houston and L.A. and San Francisco and Buffalo coming up. And I know the Ravens are going to win this division, and I don't think there's a question about it with Marquise Brown coming back. But the thing is that if Cleveland did come back and win 6 games out of this next 8, I wouldn't be surprised. But I still think the Ravens are going to take the division.
You really should be surprised, and you should be like shitting yourself with surprise, because let's be honest, dude, they've only won 2 games already, just 2. One of which was against the Jets.
Easy
the other one was against the Ravens team that was probably taking them off guard, which you know they won't the next time.
That's fair.
And you know what? Everybody on that list that you're talking about wants to actually still win, because they've already ruined the chance at the first pick, so you might as well feel good about yourself. So I don't think the Broncos are just going to let them win. And I don't think the –
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. Denver's not even playing Joe Flacco anymore.
Dude, so what?
Some of those guys –
that team is trashed. Denver is fucking – okay, all right, here's the deal, Jonathan. I'll agree with you. If Cleveland loses this weekend at Denver, I will say you're right. But until that happens –
I just don't think you understand the magnitude of this, Moose. They're going after a quarterback that is young and mouthy. That defense will try to maul him to death, and he has nothing he can do against that. So once he gets mauled to death, the team falls apart, and the Broncos win a close, shitty game.
We'll see.
I got to agree with Johnny here, man. Like
the Browns usually do, to be fair.
To be fair, what? No, I'm just saying, dude. I've never been a fan of Baker. And honestly, man, that way that team mentality is right now, them like that each other's
very toxic. It's very
toxic.
I don't disagree with you.
And those guys on the Denver Broncos who, hey, man, maybe the second string, man, they're playing for the rest of their career for maybe a contract next year, So, I mean, I wouldn't put it out, man. Nobody's truly out because some of those guys are just playing for their jobs too. And you can't,
and that's fair, man. And some of these guys in Cleveland are playing for next year's jobs too.
Yeah, but
here's the thing, though:
the Broncos, dude, have more pride. That's all.
Yeah, and Cleveland's won 2 games, which is more than they usually win. So they're content. That city's fine. People will still buy tickets and still act like the Cleveland Browns are the best thing that's ever happened.
6-10, maybe.
I can see them win.
7-9.
They'll probably win 3 more games. I think they're about to finish the season 5-11.
They don't beat Cincinnati twice, Arizona once, and Miami once.
They're not beating Arizona. They're not beating Arizona.
Think so.
No, they're not beating Arizona.
I like Arizona as an underdog,
I'll
man.
put money on that game. I'll put fucking tons of money on that
They're
game.
but they're not even playing in Cleveland. Like you're out of your mind. You think that they're going to win on the road in Arizona? What are you talking about?
100%. Because Arizona's trash, dude. What do you mean?
They're 3-3-1.
Both teams are trash. You can't argue that I'm wrong.
But at least the Cardinals have found ways to keep themselves in games, dude. The Browns get their butts punished, dude. Punished.
But the Browns at least have a competent defense. Arizona does not, and you can't argue that.
Well, they have a more competent offense than theirs offense.
That I'll agree with you. No, I will agree with you there. But I just think in that matchup, and it may be different in Arizona because it's fucking been windy as hell there the last couple of weeks.
Well, they play inside. They'll be fine.
We'll see.
Dude, also, you just don't see how toxic it really is, man.
No, I do. Dude,
that is so bad for this team,
dude.
the
lesser of
who are they playing? Dude, who they going to play for? They're going to play for the coach. They're going to play for themselves, man.
Yeah, and when your team starts playing for themselves, it doesn't work.
No, exactly. And this team is just done, man. The regular season's over. I mean, they proved just to be high. And I mean,
we'll see. That's
Ravens
got
this
team, man. I'm sticking with it. I already fucking bit the bullet here.
You say Ravens has got a division,
been in my mouth all season. I got to die with it.
Hey, you know what? That's fine, but you're going to die at week 9 and 10 with it. So, I mean,
fair enough,
it's
man.
cool, dude.
I'm too prideful, perhaps. I'm too prideful. But
prideful, dude. It's cool, man. I mean, you just want the best for Baker. I understand.
All right. Well,
I love him. I fucking love him.
We understand. It's like my man crush on Mariota, dude. I love Mariota. It's cool, but it took me a long time to realize that he wasn't getting the job done.
But you did.
Well, he now realizes it probably more so than he ever did.
Yeah, but
we can move on.
Still garbage, though. My God.
Well, we'll move on to your division, the AFC South. It's still extremely tight, man. I swear, the AFC South has no idea.
I believe it's Jacoby, man. I like Jacoby. Jacoby's a good guy.
I just think after last week's win with Houston, I know it was against a shitty Raiders team. I think Houston still has a shot, but I think that's the only team that has a shot catching up with the Colts.
No, J.J. Watt out, the most overrated defensive player in history.
Exactly. Throw another guy in there, dude, please, because I'm sick of watching that old man play. He cannot play. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Bruce. You understand now.
No, you've always known, dude. Listen, I respect J.J. Watt for what he does off the field, but since 2016, he's missed 27 games, dude. Give me a break. Let the old man retire and build homes for people that lose their houses in floods and just help the world.
And they'll call him a Hall of Famer. That's what bugs me the most. It's like,
he will be. Oh, he will be, but Julian Edelman won't. Never mind. I don't want to
dude, hell no, dude. Hell no.
Well,
right, dude.
I'm just going to be a devil's advocate, and I'm just going to say that the Jaguars can win the division.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, with that mustache, man.
No, but here's why. Here's why. I'm just going to say for the same reason why the Moose claims the Browns are there. It's because the Jaguars have a weak schedule from here on out. I mean, they play a weak Bucs team that, Jameis Winston will give the ball away 5 times. They still have the Titans who, I don't truly believe in, but, it depends on where the Titans are in that point in time. If they're 5-4, well, then they'll lose. If they're 4-5, they'll find a way to win. You know how the Titans are. So I think
I know, man. What a win streak, baby. Woo!
Yeah, that's why you're losing the next game. I don't even care who you're playing. You could be playing the Bengals, you'll probably lose it because that's how your team is. But but either way, dude, I think the Jags will have a chance at it. It really just kind of depends on what they do this upcoming week. But realistically, it's the Colts.
But here's the thing with this division is that, I truly think almost any team could win. I do, because every single team is on a win streak right now, right? And
would say-
then riddle me this: how is the AFC South the only division in which every single team has positive net points on the season right now? Every single team has above 0 in net points. It's incredible.
Explain to me what net points is again.
So net points is basically points for versus points against.
Right.
So Indianapolis has 158 points for and 151 against. So they have a net point of 7.
Okay.
Houston Texans have a net point of 24. Jaguars with 10. Titans with 13. It's ass backwards, but it is really interesting. I've never seen anything like that this far in the season in my life.
Well, I'll say everyone has a chance at the division, unfortunately, except for maybe the Titans. Only because they have 2 losses within the division, and if they get in a tiebreaker situation, they'll probably
Titans definitely have the toughest road because we did lose to the Colts earlier this season, and we got the Texans at the back, and we already lost to the Jags. So, yeah, we got 2 division losses. We got the toughest road.
Yeah, so they have to win within the division like a lot.
You have to win out.
Close to it, yeah.
And not lose a game within division to even come close to
No, we had to pretty much – we had to beat the Colts. We had to beat the Jags and the Texans twice to win it.
Have to.
Yeah, because there's no wiggle room with that. I mean, the Jags I can see winning. Maybe Tannehill can break the curse, but Texans have always been a thorn in our side. No matter what.
The Colts had to. Really, that whole division's been a thorn in your side.
No, the thorn in the side that is more like Colts, yeah, they've always been a better team, but Texans, like, man, there's times that we could have beat their ass, and we just, fucked it up. But I got to say Colts for the easy. As long as, like, Jacoby don't get hurt, or as long as somebody major don't go down, I kind of see the Colts getting in there at 10-6.
Right, and I'm liking that Jacoby one because, I'm liking the idea of, the seed of Bill Belichick being spread out amongst the well, like he's got Jacoby over there. He's got
seed and spread in the same sentence, man.
Yeah, you got Jimmy Gropp doing it over there on the other side, man. It's just like, once they touch him, they go off and be gold. Yeah. But one guy who hasn't been touched by him, I guess, is Patrick Mahomes, and he's been touched by Andy Reid and forever cursed. But right now, they are ahead in the division in the AFC West, and I mean, I don't see anybody overtaking them. The Raiders, if like half of our team is in a car crash.
No, Patrick Mahomes will be back this week and next week, and he's going to blow everyone.
Oh, dude, it's RG3 all over again, man.
No, you can't just say that.
Yeah, this is what John talking about, dude.
Generational player, just for the sake of fandom. Like, we can't.
Dude, I'm sorry, but dude, I saw his kneecap. You just take a few weeks off, man.
Yeah, I don't know why he's coming back.
Your playoffs.
Team's fucking dumb, and they want to.
Got the playoffs, okay? Just fucking don't fuck your future off.
Who cares that we'll be like 5-4 at the end of this?
Yeah, who cares?
Moore can't win shit. But like, just go from there. Win 5, maybe 6 more games. We're done. We make the playoffs. We lose to the Patriots, and we do it all over again.
Oh no, you get divisional wins, so maybe it'll be the Titans again.
Well, no, I mean, eventually lose
or the
to the
Colts.
I mean, it won't be the first round. I'm just saying.
Wild card. We haven't even talked about the wild card yet.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, we can wait a couple weeks because honestly, like, there's so many teams right now that can make
the Jags, Titans.
I mean, technically, everybody's in contention except for probably the Dolphins. I think they're
Bills
and the Bills.
I mean, I think the only thing that the Raiders have going for them is that they do have a fairly easy schedule moving forward. I think it's like the second or third easiest second half schedule. They got Los Angeles Chargers, who are a fucking mess right now. They have Cincinnati, the Jets.
Hey, they beat the Bears. Sorry,
but that's off the hands of a bad kicker again.
That's true. It's true, man. Messing up my pick for the week, man. I knew I was right. I was right.
I know. Me too. I know. Both of us. But the thing is that anything can happen in the second half of the season. But I'm just gonna be really surprised. If the Raiders don't get some wins out of it. I do think they're going to finish second in that division, but we're just going to have to see how it plays out and how Patrick Mahomes gets back. But, I mean, Matty Moore's, he's providing a little bit for you guys. So.
Oh, Come on, dude. It's all smoke.
Oh, he's a Jared Goff or a fucking Jimmy Garoppolo. He's the
smoke.
Oh my goodness, dude. Moving on.
Are we tackling the NFC? Because, I mean, that's even faster. I mean, let's be honest, dude.
Let's just be honest.
The top teams in all your NFC ones are probably going to be the ones that do it. And, I mean, maybe the Vikings will overtake the Packers. But other than that, I don't know if we have anything to talk about. I mean, we'll first start off with the NFC East. I mean, yeah, the Eagles won a game, but I still don't trust Carson Wentz in any way. So I assume the Cowboys will take that.
I assume it'll be close to the end, but I just have more confidence in the Cowboys.
Yeah, I have to agree, and it solely depends on their defense. I think their defense is way more stout than anyone gives them credit for, just because the Niners and the Patriots have both been unreal this season. But I do think the Cowboys have the defense to get it done. And obviously, Dak Prescott is not the worst quarterback we've ever seen, and he's got Zeke Elliott and Amari Cooper. When does he come back? Do you guys know?
I heard in like maybe a week or two, but I don't think he's coming back this week or anything like that.
Well, that's fine. I don't think he necessarily needs to. But if they get him back sooner than later, man, that's definitely going to help out Dak. I think it's going to take off a huge amount of pressure. And the other thing too is they play the Giants this weekend, so it's really not like they're going against a team that it's like their defense is horrible. So. But the next couple weeks they have, Minnesota, Detroit, and New England. So, and then Buffalo and Chicago. So they do have a somewhat tough schedule coming up. With that being said, I do think Dallas is going to win this division. But, I mean, we always know that Wentz gets lucky. He got lucky with the Super Bowl ring because he didn't play. He got lucky with his contract because for some reason –
because he didn't play?
For some reason, they obviously love him.
They got scared, man.
I wouldn't count the Eagles out yet because they have a good, second half of this second half. But they got to play Chicago. They got to go through New England. They got to go through Seattle. They got to go through Dallas. They got to go through the Giants, which is shit. So, they're fine. I mean, they could get some wins or they could lose horribly.
They'll probably be the wild card team if we're going to be honest with
ourselves.
Right. But I don't think that we're talking about division winners.
So, no, division, I still have to go with the Cowboys. I'm just giving the Eagles some leeway because I think they could still make a move, but I don't think they will. Moving on, we have the NFC North, which has been one of the most fun divisions to watch this year between Aaron Rodgers getting those couple of games in where he's throwing unbelievably. Kirk Cousins goes three straight weeks. What do you have? Over 300. Over 100 quarterback rating and, 3 touchdowns every week, which has never been done. So Kirk finally showed up.
Well,
have we all been waiting for that, boys?
I think Vikings fans have been waiting for that more than anybody else. I'm starting to understand why everybody's always been so frustrated with the Detroit Lions because they just don't make any sense. Why would you give people hope? You look like you could do it, but then, it's just like –
Don't they? Like the Lions, I think they come into every single week, and I think this year they can win almost any game.
Yep.
Unless they're playing the Packers Vikings, then I'd probably side with the latter. But
right, but they seem to look like they could do it, but then they just still seem to mess it up.
Dude, they're still the Lions, people.
Right, that's true.
The Lions, dude.
Yeah,
that's all. It's a stigma. Okay, move on. Here's the thing: Kirk Cousins is a joke. He's going to fall out later this year.
Whoa!
Because the guy had 3 good games. Let's praise him for doing his job. I hate to say it, Packers are a little crappy, and Rodgers going to do it. Let's Rodgers.
That running game that the Packers have between Williams and Jones is unfucking believable to watch. Though.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job. And he's throwing to people that we've never heard of. I think they'll win the division. I just think they're going to have trouble in the playoffs. I think that's what's going to happen for the Packers.
The first-time head coach of Matt LaFleur.
Yeah. I think they'll have trouble.
I think their offense is exceptional. And Aaron Rodgers, as much as I absolutely hate the man, he's an unbelievable football player, and he makes offenses good. He does. But their defense is not as stout, I think, as everyone makes him out to be. I don't think Jair Alexander is the best cornerback in the league. Every single time Chris Collinsworth has them, on site, and he's Jair Alexander, probably the top 3 cornerback in the league. No, he's not. No, he is not. That's horseshit.
Yeah.
With that being said, they are better than they have been in the past, so we'll see. But
right.
I mean,
it's either that or they just haven't been on the field as much, and so it looks better that way.
Right, and I think the biggest surprise of this division, honestly, I mean, I know the Lions they've won some tough games, like some really tough games, and every week we say, maybe they can win. But the one team that we should be asking that about is the Chicago Bears.
Why? I told you Mitch Trubisky was dog shit.
I know, but here's my thing: is that the rest of his offense is not that bad, and the defense should be providing, but they're not.
What the defense is holding teams for the most part. I mean, when your offense is just so bad that the defense is out there forever, what is your defense supposed to do? I'm not blaming the defense for any of this.
No.
This is
I'm not blaming him either. It's all Trubisky and it's all Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy
it's all the offense.
Horrible play calls, dude. He's been horrible.
It's the whole offense, man. The offense is the problem.
But I mean, we all thought with this defense they were building with Khalil Mack, like I thought it was going to be the real deal. Like I thought this team was going to take over just because of that defense.
Oh, you always did, man.
You always buying that hype there, man.
Always buying the hype, dude. Trubisky, whatever his name, Mitch just ain't gonna get it done.
I did.
Dude.
I just said.
And now they overdrafted for him. Now they're going to be paying for the mistake.
That's a fact.
Because you got a division in the locker room. Because even with the Titans, the offense wasn't holding up, but the defense was doing their job.
Right.
Obviously, there's some egos in there. The defense says, what? We don't want to fucking be the leaders of this team. Offense ain't doing their job, so we're going out there destroying our bodies. Because you can't even score a touchdown. You can't even throw it to an open man right now.
Oh, not even close. Not even remotely close. And the sad thing is about the Bears is that they picked a top 10 quarterback in Mike Glennon, and they realized that year how horrible he was. And then they moved up, skipped Watson, Mahomes, and picked Trubisky. It's hysterical.
Bears just can't pick quarterbacks, dude. That's the problem. They've never have. I mean, they had Cutler for a while, which – that was probably the closest thing they've had since what's his name, the 85 Bears. But that's it. So sorry. I mean, I saw it coming. I know people bought the hype train for the Bears here, but I was just like, one good season doesn't do, man. You got to do 2, 3. I mean, let me see you do it again. At least win 9 games, Well,
with my mistake, I probably bought into the Browns hype more than I did the Bears hype, and they have another win compared to the Browns.
A lot of other people, the media really bought into the Bears because they were believing that Mitch train, man. They were buying that all the way to the station,
I would definitely say I definitely bought into the Mitch train, just that I thought he would get better, but my God, he gets worse every week. And that defense, I just thought they would have an opportunity where if Trubisky played even remotely okay, like not well, not good, but okay, they would have a chance because their wide receiver core is not horrible. If they were on the same team as some other quarterbacks around the league, even Marcus Mariota, I think they'd look good, but Mitch Trubisky is just that bad, and I was wrong, okay? Packers are winning that division. I honestly don't know if there's even a question about it. The only team that surrounds them is the Vikings, and the Vikings have been on fire, and that's just it.
Yeah, I think it'll be Packs as well, but Vikings will definitely.
Don't you hate that, though? Don't you guys just hate the fucking Packers, man? I just hate the Packers with a pack.
They've always been a problem for the Chiefs, ever since Super Bowl I. All right, well, next we have the NFC South.
Since Lawson, kid, since Lawson.
NFC, we have to talk about the NFC South, man. Drew Brees is back.
Well, yeah, he's back. So since Drew Brees is back, there's nothing to talk about. Yeah, he's upset that a colored man came in and took his job for a little while.
Time the fuck out. I'm out, though.
He upset Teddy, came in real good.
If Teddy stayed in, I still wouldn't have a question. I still would have 0 questions about that team winning that division.
No, well, now we just had the guarantee stamp with Drew Brees.
Right. Yeah, Drew Brees he's a huge I don't want to say I was going to say he's the huge cock. He's the big swinging dick in New Orleans. And he's going to get the job done. But God, do I love that team. I've always loved that team since New Orleans and stuff, all Hurricane Katrina.
You didn't even know that team when they were piss ass garbage when we were growing up, man.
Well, yeah, because I wasn't alive. That's not my fault. But,
no, I'm saying
ever since that Steve Gleason play, I've loved that team, and ever since Drew Brees came in when he got traded by the Chargers, I just have I've enjoyed watching that team play as I grow up, and it gets more and more fun. Even when Bridgewater was in there, they were having a blast, man.
Yeah, because coach finally was able to change the culture, because that was a horrible coach with me and John growing up, man.
Well, Sean Payton is, I mean, he's Belichick Jr., man. He gets the shit done. Also, Taysom Hill, huge shout out to having more touchdowns than the likes of Odell Beckham Jr. and all those other guys. That's some funny shit.
Keyshawn's cousin, Keyshawn's nephew.
No shit.
Yeah, his nephew, Michael
His
Thomas.
nephew, Michael Thomas. That's why Keyshawn Johnston's number one team is the Saints.
Yeah, every week in his top 10, the top team is the Saints because of nepotism.
Well, Michael Thomas might be the most efficient and reliable receiver I've seen in the last 8 to 10 years. But he is fun to watch. But we can move on from the NFC
That's why
South.
they're paying him.
Right. We can move on from the NFC South, even though Matt Schaub had a week. And we'll move to the NFC West, and we'll go into our break here. The NFC West is very interesting, boys. We got the 49ers at 7-0. We got the Seahawks at 6-2. We got the Rams at 5-3. And obviously the Cardinals are rebuilding and doing it okay, but not great. I don't know if the 49ers win this division, boys, compared to the Seahawks. I just don't know. I think the only difference is that the 49ers defense is fucking good.
Yeah, I think the defense is going to help them carry on and at least win the division. I don't know what they're going to do when they hit the playoffs. Hopefully their defense will still stay on point. It'll be different when it's, a team preparing for your defense and solely your defense alone. So we'll see what happens when that comes around. But for right now, I think the Seahawks know that they can still at least just make the playoffs, and that's all they probably care about. The Rams are going to do their best to get in there, but, they probably should have lost some of those early games. But
yeah, I mean, the Rams, to me, just right now, they do not look good, man.
I've never believed in Jared Goff either.
Can we just say,
Jared Goff?
I loved Brandon Cooks when he was on the Patriots. I liked watching him before that on the Saints, and I loved watching him with the Rams. And he may never play again, guys.
He shouldn't, man. 4 concussions since Super Bowl.
Now he's seeing like a specific concussion consultant, and it doesn't look good. And I hope he gets better, man, but I hope he does what's best for him, because Brandon Cooks is a stand-up dude. He's fun to watch, but, man, your fucking health after 1 concussion declines. So any more than that, it's rough. But
yeah, he should probably call it quits for his own safety. But, I'm not the one to say it, but that's probably best.
Call it quits.
Doesn't that suck though? It just
out.
sucks, man, because he's fun. He's a fun fucking guy to watch.
It is, man. Sucks, dude. But moving on, man. I got the 49ers to win it. I just think that they'll carry on that momentum with Sherman being the leader. Jimmy G is a decent quarterback, not turning the ball over, just doing his part.
No,
they got a pretty easy schedule coming up. So I got 49ers. I got Seahawks wild card.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy G's played competent enough. He reminds me of another Jared Goff, dude. I don't see that wow factor. He's doing well. Obviously the Washington game, you have to take out anybody's stats in that game because it was the goddamn water bowl. But besides that, man, he's not throwing. But he's not. Before he got Emmanuel Sanders, he wasn't throwing that many yards. But now he has a number 1 receiver, so that does help him. And if he gets him the ball in the red zone, especially, they will score touchdowns. That's what Sanders does. That's what he's known for. So I have to agree. I think the 49ers are going to route this, but I do think the Seahawks, 1, will get a wild card spot. Jesus. And 2, will be a hard team to play in the playoffs, as they always are.
All right. Well, that leads us to the halfway point here, the Ricky Williams Trilogy. We are going to find out what we had as far as right and wrong in last week's picks, where we're standing all together, and who our picks are for this upcoming week. So stay tuned to the Ricky Williams Trilogy. We'll be right back.
Yes,
whoop, whoop. Wow.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. It's time for your Fumble Rooski Weekly Sports News Update. The NFL trade deadline is come and gone. It was quite the snoozer, though the Jets and the Redskins floated names like Le'Veon Bell and Trent Williams out to other teams. There was no notable takers. The only notable trades that occurred within 2 days of the deadline, were the following. The Jets traded defensive lineman Leonard Williams to the Giants in exchange for a third-round draft pick in 2020 and a fifth-round draft pick in 2021. The Dolphins traded running back Kenyon Drake to the Cardinals in exchange for a 2020 sixth-round pick and could become a fifth. And the Rams traded Aqib Talib and a 2020 fifth-round pick to the Dolphins for a future seventh-round pick. This is in anticipation that the Rams will successfully complete an extension and new contract for newly acquired cornerback Jalen Ramsey. And a few days before the trade deadline, the Patriots traded defensive end Michael Bennett for a bag of Lay's chips and a couple of moist towelettes. The Red Rifle may have seen his last starting spot in Cincinnati. The Bengals have officially benched quarterback Andy Dalton and are starting rookie Ryan Finley, who is also partially redheaded and should hereby be known as the Red Rocket when spoken about on this podcast.
A red rocket is a dog's penis.
Thank you, Jonathan. When Dalton was asked about when Dalton was asked about the benching, he replied with, "I think that it's an unfortunate thing. It happened 3 hours before the trade deadline. If Coach Zach Taylor was thinking about it, at least let us try to see if I could end up somewhere else, or at least see if there was interest in possibly getting traded at that point. The way it was all handled, there wasn't enough time to even have that happen. It was also Dalton's 32nd birthday."
Why does Andy Dalton think somebody wanted him?
Oh, somebody would have taken him. Please, Jonathan.
Ugh.
And finally, the staggering stat of the week. In the Falcons' 27-20 loss against the Seahawks this weekend, Falcons' backup quarterback, Matt Schaub, yes, you heard that right, Matt Schaub went 39 for 52 with a 75% completion rate and threw for 460 yards. They should keep him in. Well, gentlemen, our picks from last week, they went kind of well for all of us, I'd say. The Penny, well, besides Penny, went 5-10. Duke, you went 11-4. It's not a bad week. Eazy, you went 12-3. And I went 14-1. That brings our totals to the Penny 52-68 at 42%. Duke, you were at 67-53 at 55%. Be Eazy, you are 72-48 at 60%. And I am 81-39 at 67%. So y'all got some catching up to do. Calls of the week last week, I only had one loss. It was the same loss as Be Easy's, the Bills versus Eagles. Duke, you got the Eagles on that one right. Otherwise, I did not get a complete call of the week because we all had a good week. And Be Eazy, you did not either. So, Duke, congratulations, buddy, on that Eagles call. I'm proud of you.
Damn, dude. I believe in Carson. Once in a while.
Every once in a while. Well,
every now and then, man. It just seems it got to go that frequency. You know, it's like, does he feel like showing up this week? Who knows?
Nobody.
Right. Moving forward, though. Who's our first game up, buddy?
Well,
we are officially halfway through the season. Don't cry yet. Still could be a long season ahead of us, depending on how our teams do. First game we have Thursday night. This one's a shoo-in. Got the 49ers at the Cardinals.
Yeah, dude. It smells trappy.
Smells trappy, dude. It smells trappy.
Doesn't it? With Kenyon Drake coming in, David Johnson is most likely out.
Right?
The Cardinals could do it.
I don't know, man. I'm still going to say 49ers, but it smells trappy. You know, it's a Thursday game. But the defense, I feel, is good enough to mess with this rookie. So I'm going to go with that.
You know what?
I'm going 49ers for sure.
And okay. Well, you know what? A trap game is going to have to happen sometime. Cardinals.
Hell yeah. You know what? This is the one game of the week that I actually did anticipate one of us picking the Cardinals. I thought it was going to be me, but I just don't think they're going to get it done. With that being said, the penny also had the 49ers. You are the lone holder of the Cardinals, Duke.
It might be his pick of the week. Very
well could be. The next game we have is the Texans at the Jaguars. South. AFC
It's
South.
London.
It is in London.
It's a London game. It is. It's a wee early morning, 6:30, so I will not be watching that live. But I'm thinking that the Texans will probably get it done. Wouldn't be surprised if Minshew does it, though. But I know I called the Jaguars winning the division, but I don't know. They usually – actually, you know what? Scratch that. Oh, but they both do well in London.
I'm going with the Jaguars. The Jaguars have tons of fans in London.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first too, man. Like, they do well in London, don't they? Yeah, you know what? I guess I got to go Jaguars. They win in London. I forgot that. Yeah, that's where they play. So let's do it. That's their spot, man. They love it. Pip, pip.
Pip, pip.
Duke, who you got, bud?
Who's playing again?
Texans and the Jaguars.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Come on.
I thought I already made my pick, man. I got to go Jags on this one. I'd like to see the Texans lose to give us some hope on the playoffs because I need the Jags to win. I think they play well in London, so I got Jags.
Fair enough, and that's a clean sweep. The penny also has the Jags.
It's because they got that turquoise, man. British people love turquoise.
British people love Jags.
That's right. Next game we have the Bears at the Eagles. On this one, I just don't trust the offense enough. I'm going with the Eagles on this one. I do not trust the Bears.
You know what? I don't trust Carson Wentz still. He gave us one good week somehow against the Buffalo Bills, and I don't think he's going to do well against two straight good defenses. He's losing this one, the Bears. And I don't know how the Bears win it because they can't kick. They can't score. Somehow, some way, they win this game.
Somehow, you think the Bears win this game?
Somehow, some way.
Okay.
They somehow pull this one off. I don't know why,
That's
but
crazy.
I think it is. And trust me, if they pull it off, I will believe in the craziness. And I think it still will happen that way. Somehow the Bears get this done.
Actually, man, I got to go. I just believe in Carson to not fuck this up. So I think Mitch is done. I go Eagles.
Well, the penny has the Bears with you, Jonathan, and we are on to the next game.
All right.
This one, to me, is not even remotely a question. We have the Colts at the Steelers. I think the Colts take this one at Heinz.
Yeah, I mean, Steelers, even though they've won, they haven't been winning against – the right teams. And they also were losing to the Dolphins till the Dolphins were like, yo, enough fun in games. We're supposed to lose this. Right. So I'm going to go with the Colts on this.
They almost screwed that loss up, too. It would have been a devastation for Miami if they won.
Yeah, man, they would have been very upset with themselves. I mean, when they called, what was that, like, cover 0 or something, where, like, they all just –
yeah, they had 2 safeties and rushed 8 dudes.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you are clearly trying to lose this game. Like,
craziness.
There was, like, 40 seconds left, man. You can – even if you ran prevent D, it would make it look like you were trying more than that, dude. Like, I mean, really? You're up, 14-3, I think, at that point. If it's 14-6, whatever at half. But you just let them get a touchdown?
Right. At that point, you just got to play man, right, to make it look like you're trying to do something.
Right. But for you to blitz that many, you're trying to lose at this point in time. That's obvious. Yep. Somebody need to talk to the GM and be like, y'all can't make it look this obvious no more.
Right. I think Brian Flores is just following the leader at this point. I don't think Brian Flores wants anything to do with this. But with that being said, the penny also has the Colts. Duke, who you got, Colts or Steelers?
Man, I like the Steelers, man.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I thought you just said you believed in the Colts.
I do, but I believe they're going to screw up at least. They go 10-6. They got to lose some games every now and then.
Bees, you got to understand, he's doing this out of hope, son.
It's not hope, dude. They're going 10-6. So
you think?
Show me where the other games are going to lose at right now. I mean, they got to maybe pick one up here, maybe a couple more down the road. So, yeah, 10-6 to the Colts. Or 9-7.
Right. Well, once again, you are the lone holder. Penny
because,
Colts. Next game we have interdivision, AFC East, doesn't matter. Jets at Dolphins. I think the Jets are going to wipe them out.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if the Jets are going to wipe them out. I just don't know if the Dolphins are going to do anything. And that's
I think this is the chance for the Jets to get back on track. And I think
on track.
No, back on track as in like not losing every single game.
Right, like I guess.
They do have an easy schedule coming up, to be fair. They do.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get this one because they have to get this one. But, I mean, that's the only reason.
Right, and if you're in fantasy, you should try to own Le'Veon Bell and Robbie Anderson as much as you can.
Right.
But, Duke, Jets, Dolphins, do I need to ask?
I got the Jets. I think Sam Darnold, we're seeing ghosts, but they won't be the friendly ghost this week. And I got
they will be extremely friendly.
It's going to be like Casper and all his buddies hanging out.
Casper hanging out.
They're gonna move out of the way for the ball. They'll be like, "Well, it almost touched me. Did you see that?"
right. Yeah. The Jets are across the board. Penny has them as well. Vikings at Chiefs. This one is interesting and even be easy as a Chiefs fan.
About it's interesting, dude. I got it right this past week with the Packers winning.
I couldn't believe you went with them.
Why? I'm a man of reason. Okay.
You're too modest.
Well,
you need to carry some fucking pride around, Eazy. You do.
I do have some pride, and I know when my team is bad. I think we're going to drop another, and that's going to be like 3 straight in Arrowhead too, which is like probably hadn't heard happened in a long time.
But at this point, man, I think I have to go Vikings as well. I think that offense is looking good now.
Right. Well, the Vikings look better than our defense, and well, goodness, their offense is better than our defense. Their defense is better than our offense right now. I mean, Hardman's doing something every now and then, but he's not good enough to be the number one guy. Hill is doing what he can, but his timing's off with Moore.
Right. Watkins is irrelevant after that second.
That first week, I told you, man. I told you Sammy was just going to go straight down the toilet, man. I see it all the time with him. He gives you 1 week. It's one shining week.
Right. It's funny that trade for me, Russell Wilson for Chris Carson, and Sammy Watkins ended up working for me that second week. And Chris Carson's a fucking beast throughout the season. But God, like, what a mistake on my part. Looking back, and my quarterbacks have done fine. I've been streaming, Dak Prescott and Josh Allen, but it's been a rough patch since then. So I'm gonna go with Vikings as well. I just don't. Unfortunately, without Patrick Mahomes or with him even at this point, I think it's going to be tough to get completely on track to where they were.
Right.
So, and Duke?
Who are we playing again?
Vikings at the Chiefs, man.
Oh, so I can't do it this week. It's just so hard. I got the Chiefs.
Man.
Hey, long day to go. Long day to go, my job, man. I gotta go Chiefs. I think they're gonna pull it out. Vikings somehow just screws us up.
Well, that's a ballsy call, and the penny is with you with the Chiefs. Next game we have, we'll see. That's going to be a fun game to watch, regardless. The next game we have
for you, I'm going to be having probably a mild stroke.
Yeah, I would be too, but I don't care about either of those teams. Actually, I care a little bit about the Vikings because when I grew up, I played for the Smithfield, Rhode Island Vikings. So I do have a little bit of love for the Vikings regardless. But with that being said, we move on to our next game, the Titans at the Panthers. I am rolling fucking hot with the Titans, man. I'm 2 in a row, but this one's a tough one.
Well, they're 4-4, so I think they'll lose now. So I take the Panthers.
I just say something's weird going to happen. They go 5-4 before they go 5-5. I got the Titans.
Right, man. Listen, Beezy. The only reason I have to disagree as well is because one, I'm rolling hot. Like I said, when you're rolling hot, Beezy at the casino, you don't stop till you cold, son.
Excuse me. I apologize. I have to retract my statement.
You're gonna go with the Titans.
Yeah, next week they play Chiefs, so that's when they'll lose. Okay. Sorry, I apologize.
I think the Titans are gonna win next week.
I apologize.
And I also have to back my statement, regardless of where they are in positional, position in divisional standings right now. I still think I was right with Tannehill comes in week 6 and leads them to the playoffs. So I'm going to go.
That'll piss off Duke so much, but I'm just going with it because they'll stay 500. They're a very pure 500 team, and I have to pick and choose.
No. That's not fair. They're always just above.
Well, they are, but they really are 500. They just eke out an extra one that I don't see. So that could go either way. any 8-8 team is probably a field goal away from being a 9-17 team.
And the other thing too is this game would ruin Kyle Allen's 1,000% winning percentage, and I think that should have been gone a while ago. So I'm going with the Titans. The penny has the Panthers. That makes it a loner. Next game we have Redskins at the Bills. I got the Bills. I still think their defense is stout, and I think their offense is, a little bit competent. A little bit, so I'm going to go with the Bills.
The Redskins are just bad, so you got to just go with the Bills anyway without any real explanation. The Bills just believe in themselves a little more than, the Redskins do. And
they're still in contention for a fucking wild card, dude.
They could still technically win the division. They just have to get some help, but it's not unreasonable.
They would need the help of literally every single football god.
All they need is for some team to knock out Tom Brady, and that's it, dude.
Yeah, I still think Jarrett Stidham is better than Josh Allen. But Duke, who do you have, bud?
I got I would really like to see the Bills lose, but I just can't bet against them. So I got the Bills.
Yeah, thank God. I would have argued. I would have changed it for you on the record. Next, this one, I honestly think we don't even have to talk about remotely. I think the Buccaneers suck. Buccaneers at Seahawks. Seattle's a tough place to play. Seattle is 100% better.
Hey, man, I don't know. Those Bucs sometimes, they get wiry. They get scrappy near the back end of the season and start, winning ridiculous games. If Jameis can hold on to the ball, they'd win. But I'm not going to pick Jameis over, Russell, who's only thrown 1 interception versus, I think, the 45 or so that Jameis is throwing.
Not to mention, DK Metcalf.
Right.
And Russell Wilson are on par right now.
Right. Well, just more so recently. But, yeah, I'll still go Seahawks with you.
And Duke.
Oh, man, dude, Seahawks all the way. What are you talking about? Russell gonna get it done. Russell get it done. Whoop, whoop.
Colin Cowherd's boy.
Colin Cowherd's boy.
My boy, too. I love watching that man play. Makes the penny the loner with the Buccaneers. Next game we have, this one could be up for discussion. We got the Lions at the Raiders.
What do you mean up for discussion?
How is it not?
I don't know what the discussion really truly is.
Raiders at 3-4, Lions at 3-3. Both offenses are both
no, it's obviously the Raiders winning this. The Lions don't care about winning somehow, or just don't know how to do it anymore.
They also no longer have a running back.
Yeah, they have no running game. Stafford's going to just – not that they were really using the running game that much, but they really don't have anything in that backfield now. So, yeah, it's going to be, again, Stafford doing his best to throw it around, and he'll probably throw an interception or two too many, and then it'll be the Raiders winning.
Raiders. I got the Raiders, John Gruden. Listen, John Gruden screwed up last week, I got to say, man. But he won't screw up this week.
I can't really argue with either of you guys, but I am going to side with the Lions on this one.
The Lions.
I think their pass game is just way too incredible to pass up on this one. I think Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay just get the job done, as well as Amendola being back and being hot. I don't know where he's coming from, but my God, has he been almost reliable when he's not hurt. So I'm going to go with the Lions, and I am the lonely, prideful Lion, and Penny's got the Raiders. Next game, we got the Packers at the Chargers. Not even a fucking question. The Chargers suck. They are what they should have been last year. I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah, it's Packers for me too.
Packers. I like LaFleur. He's throwing that ball sideways there. Rodgers is like, look at me. But they're going to fall.
I still think he was trying to throw that ball away last week.
Yeah, he was, dude. Thank you, man. Because you know what? There's this bull crap out. He's like, oh, look at him go. He's just more majestic like a unicorn.
Like even Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady can't win.
He's more majestic than a unicorn running.
More majestic. Hey, dude, he's the discount double check guy, man. I can't believe he won the double check bowl without Mahomes even being there.
Right, that's bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. How you gonna win the double check award?
Yeah, damn straight.
Well,
But either way, I think everyone's got the Packers right. Even the penny.
Even the penny. The penny's actually making some smarter decisions. I don't know what we're doing over here with the penny this year.
Well, the penny's probably going to pick the Browns in the next one, so we're going to have to question the penny on that.
Who the fuck else is? That's right. Seamus, Baker Anderson, the Moose. I'm picking the Browns to beat the Broncos. I don't care. I do not care. The Broncos are fucking terrible. And now their quarterback is Brandon Allen, who I've never even heard of. Okay? So I'm going with the Browns in this one.
Yeah, I'm going with the Broncos. I don't believe the hype still. That hype train has ended, and I don't think they believe in themselves anymore, and they definitely don't believe in the coaching.
Wait a minute. There's certainly not a train anymore. It derailed. It crashed and blew up.
Well, there you go.
A few survivors. Just a few survivors.
We got a few survivors, people. We
They're
got a couple. Just a couple.
They might be survivors, but they had some, amputations. So there's not a lot of hope for them out on the field. So I'm still thinking the Broncos will at least get it done enough with the defense. And, I mean, they have good talent. It's just there wasn't a talented person getting them the ball. And that's, again, blaming on John Elway because he doesn't know how to find a quarterback.
Right, and also, Joe Flacco does not have a neck issue.
No.
There's no way he comes out and says that.
Unless it's his, penis neck and he has, some dick problems, but that's about it.
But you can take a blue pill for that. And Duke, Who do you have? Broncos, Browns.
Damn, dude. I mean, are we going to go there?
You have the Broncos.
We might have each other.
I got the Broncos to pull the upset, dude. All the way. Baker's going to be trying to get in the Mile High Stadium.
Honestly,
but at least he can go and purchase some weed and fucking smoke some after the game.
Yeah, that's definitely what Baker's going to get pinched for. They're going to be like, and Baker Mayfield seen buying weed after a loss in Denver. That's what he's going to get hit with.
That's exactly what he's going to get hit with.
Me and the drunk penny have the Browns. That moves us on to our next game. Patriots at Ravens. I won't say this. I understand why some people think the Ravens can win, but I do not. I think the Patriots are going to pour it on just like they always do. And also this whole scramble running quarterback thing, the Patriots deal with the best. So
yeah, I know you guys you'll be fine, but you'll still lose this one. Here's the reason why. You guys don't like when Tom Brady gets touched. And the Ravens are going to touch him. They're going to feel that man, and he's going to not like the felt. I mean, he only lets his wife touch him that way, but the Ravens will touch him in that way. He's going to hit the ground a lot, and he'll get rattled. It's going to be the closest game they probably had all year, and they'll probably lose by a horrible field goal, or they win by a Tom Brady final drive, and I'm mad. Well, but this will be a close-ass game.
Yeah, that's fair enough. To be fair, we did drop our kicker, Mike Nugent, this week. Thank fucking God. And we picked up Nick Folk. So we're really not. I think we should be going for 2 on every single first touchdown, but that's just me.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm excited to get my kicker back in a couple of weeks because, man, we're going to lose another game with a few missed field goals again. We already had Santos with the Bills. That probably killed Marcus's crew out there. My God, man, you just can't find a good kicker.
You gonna blame the kicker for Marcus's?
Dude, 4 field goals, man. Come on, man.
It didn't
help. Got one job, dude.
He could have got him in the end zone and then, squash the noise altogether.
No, 4 field goals, man.
I say squash the noise.
I'll give you 3. I'll give you 1 of those, okay? But no, it's hard to find a good kicker, dude. And I've always said this,
it's impossible.
It's hard, dude. Tucker's the best kicker in the league right now. At least.
Yeah, he's the best.
He's been the most consistent in years.
Right.
That's hands down.
It's without a question. Him and Tymee Fairburn are probably the only 2 guys. And Brett Maher, for some reason. I really do enjoy watching. Okay, but anyways, Duke, back to the fucking reality. Patriots at Ravens. Who you got?
Oh, my God, dude. Are you serious? I got the Patriots going undefeated this season.
Oh, God, don't say that. Knock on.
Undefeated.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going Ravens now that he said that. So put me down for the birds.
I'm sorry, but Belichick's already got this figured out. Like I know, like Lamar's good, made him meet again. But I'll just
running quarterbacks do not fucking work against them.
No. I don't think it's going to be based on that. I think it's just going to be based on the defense. Did you hear me mention that Lamar was going to be the reason they won?
No.
I like Lamar.
I don't think he will be, and I think Tom Brady gets the ball out quick enough because
I like Lamar.
I think they're going to touch the man.
That's fair enough. You know, I can't. I hope we lose a game this season. I really do. I just don't know if I want it to be this game. But I still will never pick against them. I have them in predictions going 60-0, but that's because I'm a fan and not an analyst. Last game of the week. What a shit bowl. Cowboys at Giants.
Well, I mean, the Giants are going to try, I'm sure, because they have that rivalry and they feel like they can win this game somehow. I mean, for goodness sakes, this is the little Giants bowl, and
Giants bowl.
It is.
Stephen A. Smith will get up on his platform. The Giants are gonna get the Cowboys this game.
So again, it's the little Giants. Icebox will come out. She'll try to win the game for the Giants, but it's not going to happen this time.
Right, and Spike on the Cowboys is going to say once again, Spike don't play with girls.
That's right. So Spike's going to win this time, and Spike will be played by Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott.
Fantastic.
I want Giants, dude, for the upset.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am, dude.
Dude, you want the little Giants for the upset?
Monday Night Football. Josh Daniels.
Daniel Jones throws for like,
Daniel Jones,
300.
You said Josh Daniels.
Whatever his name is, little Eli out there.
Little Eli.
Call him Eli Jr. from here on out because that's his new nickname. It's just going to be upset. It's Monday Night Football. The people be freaking out about how the Cowboys have lost this division and Stephen A. Smith is going off the wire. That's it. So.
Well, Duke, you certainly have made yourself aware that if you are going to come back, it is going to be this week because you have picked a lot of upsets.
Got to come back, man. I got to try.
But that does it, man. We are one half through the season. It has been a good season so far. It's been interesting. Way too many injuries in quarterback. Hopefully this doesn't happen in our lifetime again. But with that being said, that just wraps up. That wraps up week 9 for us boys. And do either of you have a 34 of the week?
I got 2 real fast, 2 34s. I failed to mention this a few weeks ago, but a fellow Titan fan passed away, Matt Neely. He was a part of a Reddit community that made the best Pepe the Frogs memes that got me through some real hard times, man. He's about my age, but he proved to me that he started a podcast, started twittering out, becoming social media with Taylor Warren, was able to get on his podcast. So it just shows that gave me hope that, hey, the little Fumbruski train can get there too. And my other one, I hate to say it, goes out to John Witherspoon.
I thought you were gonna say it. I mean, I was waiting if you didn't, but
dude, I'm sorry, but he is my one of my favorite comedians of all time. The Boondocks would never have been the same without him. Friday's movies would never have been the same without him. And if any of you get a chance to go back and watch his stand-up, incredible, classic.
Wait a minute, didn't he play Uncle Ruckus?
No, he played Grandpa.
Good night. He was Grandpa.
He was Grandpa, dude.
My bad.
He always pulled off his belt, and he was going to beat the hell out of those children.
I actually shed a few tears today when I heard about it.
He was also in Black Jesus, man. Don't forget about
Black Jesus, the homeless dude.
He played Lloyd.
Lloyd, dude. Really?
He was like, you ain't done nothing for me, Jesus.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, all right. I see that now. Never mind.
Dude, he one of the greatest comedians of all time, well respected, and just all of a sudden passed away at 77. He was still making. I think he released a video the other day before he died. So he was still very active, and just I shed a tear for him, man, because he's made me laugh over the years, especially the Boondocks and Grandpa. So rest in peace, John.
Oh man, that's right. He was also on the Wayans Brothers show.
Yeah, the Wayans Brothers show too, man.
Dang, dude, I forgot about that until I just scrolled through and I was like, dang, that's right.
He was like your black grandpa, dude.
Jesus.
I mean, he just had it. Like he had that swag, he got it. He was fun. He was it, dude. He was a snazzy dresser too. Snazzy dresser.
Dobby.
That's it.
Liquor.
I ain't got no puppy dog.
I don't have a puppy dog either. Besides Josh Hamilton hitting his kid, you're a piece of trash. Go to jail. Fucking rotten there.
Well,
and when you go to hell, Art
Allegations.
Briles, we said hello.
What about Kraft?
Kraft is fine. Well, with that being said, boys, we have to go catch the Game 7 of the World Series. It is bottom of the second, and Houston is up 1-0. So we need to get going here. With that being said, go Patriots.
Ooh.
All right. Go Chiefs, even though I don't expect much this week.
I don't expect much, but hey, go Titans, maybe. Who knows? Okay. Until next week.
Yes, mate.
Woo.